Yo, 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 what it bees like? Gold McCoy C2R Gold Star Golden Warrior. You know, man, she like back at it. She like it's 9-9. 9-9. 8, 9-9-11. Which is 9-11, 9-10-11, whatever like that. That's the dualism. That's the bringing you like the higher and the lower. As one. Then like when the new moon of Virgo, which that's the Virgin. That's the Earth sign to keep you grounded. So but at the same time, like the Virgin is it's the Virgin water as well. Which like that's the actual like birth canal of which you come through or whatever like that, like through the womb. But like it's the actual like intuitive thought, like with the actual like expanding of like the wisdom water, and that's why like a whole lot of virgins were like that. They the most smartest, because like they cultivate like they inner serpentine light or serpentine fire or like that as it swirls up to through the spine. But like anyway, like I want to start off with the Moorish American prayer. Eli, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Eli is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. I want to speak about the true spirit of God controls the beast on all fours, not the opposite. Because like a true spirit of God or like a true living soul or like that, like we have dominion on over like all of like the actual like animals on the earth as far as like being one with them. That's why like all of the animals within the zodiac or the zodiac or whatever like that is animals, but what this what is the actual man, the living man or like that is the aqua order, is the Aquarius, or which is the earth sign, which is water. Because like earth is water, it's just less denser. So like then we in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of the living soul, the living man. It's coming back into like his godhood or his supreme nature. But like anyway, because we control the beast. Like the true spirit of God control the beast, not the opposite or like that, because we've been tricked to thinking that the beast or the animal man or like that have control over the living souls, which he do only by attention, only by trickery, only by like you believing that he even have power based on like the illusion that you see around him, based on like his falsified kingdom or like that he built off bloodshed. But like anyway, Genesis 1-26, it say then God said let us make man in our image. So that means God or like that she like was in the image of like how you see like man right now. In our image according to our likeness, and let them rule over all over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on earth. In Ephesians 4:24, and put on your new self created to be like God in the true righteousness and holiness. Colossians 3-10, and put on the new self, which is being renewed in the image in the knowledge and the image of his creator. Then Genesis chapter 2 verse 19, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and he brought them to man to see what he would name each one, and whatever the man called each living creature, that was his name. So like every like living creature that you know the name of like that, like man created the name of like that based on observation. But like anyway, like most people be thinking like that that the beast have control over somebody or like that, which at the same time he living off the energy or like the living souls or the pure thoughts like of the righteous children or like the God children or like that. That's why like he can't live without us. That's why like he actually need us to survive. But at the same time, we need to think that like we need to think like that that if that's so or like that, we have the power to control these devils, because like really like they actually on all fours, and we have dominion over all of them or like that, as far as like to be one with them, as far as like to command or to control like the beasts or like the disagreeable souls or people that's stuck in a lower self that's not in a higher self, because the lower self will soon pass away. And that's the reason why just like dogs were like that, they say dogs is a man's best friend. Because the beast man or like that use the dog for evil, and use the dog or like that to and use the dog over like that in order to carry on. She like his duty, just like she like in so-called like civil rights area or like that, they use the German step, but the sick, she like on like the people like that was disinherited from like their true nature, from their true self, and they use the dog or like that against us because like we were supposed to have dominion over the dog or dominion over the animals, because like the dogs were like that, we control the dogs, we control the animals or like that because they in their lower self, but we have to command it. But we have to command it based on like intuitive thought, because like they in a lower self, and they opposite from like the cats and like all of the other living creatures or like that, because like they in a lower self, they have the tail, they have the Cossack, so like they actually like a beast or like that. And like a whole lot of people like been having sex with dogs and having sex with animals or like that, and they mixing their blood and they mixing their genes based on like you kissing a dog, based on like you having a dog or like that in your living headquarters, like she like cooking with with the animals or like that. She like can have them. She like everywhere ritual or like that in your private space, which you aren't supposed to be doing that. Supposed to keep them locked locked in a certain space or like that until like they actually like ready for you to and ask for like them ready or like that in order to do like they do their duties or like that. But at the same time, like a dog is our protector as well. Like it protect us from evil energy. They can see through different worlds. They can see through the lower realm. That's why like Anubis, like he while like ancient Egyptian were like that, they use Anubis were like that as the guard of the underworld, as like what you have to pass to or what you have to see, and like in order to like to see if your soul or like that could go into hell or the heavenly state. Like it's a dog there or whatever like that. Why is that? Because they the protectors and they the guardians of like the lower gates, But at the same time, the living soul or like that, we the controller of the higher gates. But like anyway, like this book or like that, Order of Black Devils, it's a wait a minute, let me see. Wait a minute, I could just start here. It say, for instance, the Egyptians used electrical lights and were performing surgeries. Most of the diseases that Negroids have today are from mixing their seed with the Caucasians. A whole lot of people mixing their disease with the Caucasian, not knowing that they should like don't really see you eye to eye, like with each other or like that, and they already know that. Because like we have internal melanin or like that, and we have like certain thoughts or cosmic thoughts that comes down that they probably can't receive like or tap into, but they can. If they honor or like that they ancestors and like where they came from, and who actually like created them. And it say like mixing their seeds with the Caucasian who were having sex with dogs in the caves and having dogs lick their swords. And it's a whole lot of people like that having sex with dogs, like having dogs hump them or like that, having dogs kiss them in their mouth. Even so-called black people, because like we get to actually transition from to like living souls to beast people now. Like we on a level like that of like the lowest creatures on the planet, or like that based on us looking at their image or like that and thinking that they have some say so over us based on like they knocked us in the head. And we forgot who we are, or like that. Then they built a falsified kingdom around us. So when we wake up, or we become conscious again, we think that these people is our gods because like they in DC government, they in this certain position or like that, like, and they making all this money. They driving these fancy cars, but like that's the illusion in order to keep you addicted or in order to keep you attracted, because like they only survive based on attention. They only survive based on like you believing that they can do something to you. Because if you don't believe like that they can't do nothing to you or harm you, and you protected by like the life force like of God, then they can't harm you. Because the true spirit of God controls the beast. That's the reason why they watch the living souls like that in order to see what next, what moves to go to next, because all of the archons they leaving because they know the higher vibration or the octave is getting too strong for them in order to because like their power is diminishing, because like total octave of like the actual ancestral force of like the living souls on the planet or like that is raising to of knowing who they actually are, and it say like Luke chapter 16 verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores. It's which produce man disease such as syphilis, gonorrhea, and herpes, and the likes. Whatever knowledge of the medicine they have today are from the medical scrolls of the ancient Egypt. Medicine, You know, it get you to sin or like that based on pharmaceuticals. And pharmaceuticals or like that, you like that's that's sorcery, that's witchcraft or like that. You like in that that pill is capsule, so it captures your soul and it keeps you in the body. It keeps you like it keeps you like on a physical realm, you like and not like on the spiritual realm, 50-50 with the spirit and the body as one. And they say like a Caucasian man having sex with a goat. And it say like the Thomas Nelson producers located in Nashville 10 should like in the King James Study Bible, which was edited by like a team of 13 editors among them Jerry Fawnwell, who is the leader of the moral majority. It say like on page 24 under Cursby Cannon, it states, and I quote, and make note that these are white people saying this. Canaanites were white. In no way is this to be interpreted as a curse on the black race, because the Canaanites, that's why like Abraham or like they went into Canaan to cure the lepers or like that, so they come into the human family. But majority of them like it's still like acting like beasts, you know, because you can't reform the beast, you can't reform the devil like that. Only the ones who like to have the true seed of the Most High, they're gonna come back into, because it's gonna be like some Europeans or like they're gonna be in like them heavenly gates. It's gonna be like people of our nation gonna be the heavenly gates because our own people or like that sold out for riches, sold out for fame, sold out via pride and ego, you know, and they reject correction. And it say like it go. Wait a minute. It goes to tell you that the Canaanites, the white race, practice ritual prostitution. She like what they doing? She like in the porn industry or like that. They prostituting a woman based on money. It's a homosexuality and various orgasmic rights, and let me add, they are the mothers and the fathers of perversion and bestiality. That's the reason why like they allow chickens in their home, they allow like all of the animals in their home or like that, because we're supposed to be one with the animals or like that, but we're supposed to put them like on a ladder like as far as like us like that they could be around us like within all our headquarters or like that, because like they have their purpose on the planet or like that, and they have like they place of dominion and well like that. That's why like all animals were like that. They some of them live in this environment, some of them live in wildlife, some of them live in the sea, some of them live like in different environments were like that they can dwell in. And it say and according to Deuteronomy 27:21, it states, and I quote, "Cursed be that lies with any matter of the beast, and all the people shall say, Amen." Jesus said in John 8:44, and I quote, "Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father you would do." According to Psalms 81:12 and Proverbs 6 verse 25 and 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 5. That's why they don't want you to be in the Bible. They don't want you to read the Bible like that, because this exposed they demonic ass. Real talk. You know, she like they promoting homosexuality, bestiality. She like have syphilis, herpes, and all these diseases. Well, like they come from sleeping like with unclean people. And they say, how did the Euro-American man deceive his advanced knowledge? Knowledge of this information came out of Europe during the Age of Enlightenment, which is the time period when Europeans were discovering vast knowledge of the world. Europeans are good at taking other people's information and claiming it as their own. When you go back into the history of the Canaanites and his ancestry, they really don't know where they came from. That's why she like me personally, like all of the information I drop on my YouTube page were like that. It's not my own. She like it's it's other research were like that, because I learned from the elders, which make me better. I learned from like everybody she like on the planet were like that, in order to formulate like and take the good out of it or like that and utilize it for my internal growth. And it say when you go back into the history of the Canaanites and his ancestry, they really don't know where they came from. There is a huge gap in their history, and suddenly they just acquired knowledge about science, mathematics, medicine, mathematics, law, art, music, etc., where they had none. The Europeans did not step out of the Dark Ages until the Greeks began to visit Egypt to steal the wisdom that the Mizraimites had recorded, to bring it back into to the Greeks. and Greece was homosexual like that. That's the reason why like them statues or like that. They all like worship statues or graven images or like or statues. Within stone, which is graven images, which is false idols. You know. And that's the reason why like they create statues in their color of law or like that, because like that's the actual like backwards law or backwards Greek law or like that they put on the people instead of like the actual like common law and the actual like ethics, or like the actual like things you like not equality or like that, but the actual like seven maxims of law and inadequate. But I can't even get into going too fast, but it's all good. It say everything is going back around. Full circle. It say the following maps clearly identify the European Caucasian migration. And I show you that, but anyway, y'all can get this book with that, Order of Black Devils by Malachi York. Anyway, I can go all the way deep in that, but anyway, I want to dig into. I want to dig into this book too, or like that, because the actual devil or like that, the devil work for God. You know, do you know that? Because if the devil didn't work for God or like that, the devil or like that wouldn't be doing all the things that he doing, because really God allowing it. Why is that? Because to see how far the devil going to do it like that, within the little power that God gave them, in order to see how far he will go. But anyway, the devil or that mission is to prove to God that these souls down here is not worthy for eternal life. So all these distractions out here like that to see how many souls that could be tempted or like that, and the ones that fall into temptation, fall into the traps, fall into these illusions, them the ones who are like that is not worthy for eternal life or the heavenly state. In the ones who are like that stay steadfast and kept the commandments or like that, them the ones that's going to be the righteous souls or the best of the best in order to make that transition. You know, so Revelation chapter 2. Wait a minute, let me watch this load. But what? Okay, because this important too, Revelation chapter 2. Wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, I think that's probably Revelation 1, man. Or I think it's probably Revelation 3. It probably was the first. Yeah, but anyway, until that pop up or whatever, I want to go through. Damn, I missed the damn page, man. Okay, it's saying, now for all of you so-called Christians who claim to follow Christ, but you know you don't. The Messiah don't eat pork, get drunk, take toxins, or smoke. So how these niggas smoke, taking toxins, get drunk, and all the other shit? It say, which are all of your daily habits. How many niggas do this shit every day? You know, how many do this shit every day? It say All Saints Day is merely a replacement of festival of Samhain, which with even with the new meaning given to those pagan rituals, the ghosts, goblins, witches, and various creatures of the darkness in reality remain the same. The actual celebration of Halloween is a European custom which was brought to America in the 19th century by the Irish and the Scottish. Halloween is nothing more than a day of horror and tribute to Satan, the malevolent one. The Romans created a festival for the dead in October called Feralia. In November, they honored Ponama, deity of orchids. These two festivals gradually blended with the Celtic Samhain feast. Pamana female deity of Arcus. The Roman emperor was alarmed at the intermingling that went on between his citizenry and the citizens and the Celtic people. They set out on a massive ban on the ancient Druid religion. The high priests, Druids, were hunted and killed, but the Celts held firm on their beliefs. You know, the false Celts. It's a symbol of Halloween. It's arched back with hair on end and yellow eyes glaring. The cat stood at the true symbol of the spirit of evil. Why you think all these niggas shoot like how cats around them like that? Because and not as far as like keeping the cats unseen, because because the cats is an unseen force or like that you're supposed to keep hidden. You know, because like they the gatekeepers. But at the same time, most of these niggas are like that. Shoot like showing their cats were like that because like they openly shoot like trying to show you shoot like show you what like that what they about based on like the evil intention, trying to show like physical representation of what they are. That's why like I don't show like the animals were like that, shoot like that. Shoot like that I deal with it like that is within, because like we part of like the zodiac or the zodiac. It's in actuality, it was the cat who vowed to protect man during the creation of the pig, which involved the dog, cat, and rat. During Abraham's time in Kemet, Egypt, with Imhotep and Zauser, gravitation of the pig. It's the owl. It goes into the owl, man. Hey, man, this stuff deep, man. Anyway, it's wait a minute. Now, let me go into this real quick. Space. Yeah, I think it's the third one. Okay, damn, man, what I said? Let me see. Anyway, it's the characteristic of the beast. The wolf has a cunning nature and enabling him to survive mankind's attempt to hurt and control them. He has been a beast of fear and terror. So like, how many people want you to fear them? How many people want you to make it seem and shit like they controlling you and shit like that? They have like that beast nature. For centuries, throughout the mountainous regions, the forests of Europe, and other documentation that wolves will eat human flesh. So some of these niggas secretly eat human flesh. One such, because like that's the reason why like they teeth are like they like kind of bent out back, kind of like irregular like that, because they not living souls or like that. They actually got characteristics of beasts. You know, so watch out like these people like that. They have deformed teeth because they actually have actual characteristics of like they're the beast people or like that, and they actually in their lower self. But they seem to have knowledge. They seem to have this. They seem to know this. But she like even the devil will like that. She deceive the whole world, you know, based on backwards knowledge that he attained. It's one such case in the beast of Javarian, an extremely large wolf which plagued the remote corner of France during the 18th century killings. Over 60 man, woman, and children during a 2-year spree to terror. His ability to escape all attempts of annihilation earned the beast of Gibberan a reputation for being a simple natural creature. You know? It's real wolves. Like real wolves. That's the reason why she cause like we in this new moon or like that, so like they out heavy now. So watch it who she was trying to make you feel a certain type of way. Make you feel a certain type of way based on they intentions and well like that, because like they actually like have the blood of wolves, man. Wolves in sheep clothing. But anyway, let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's where it was at. Man, she like I was I was with it. Man, I was with it. Okay, that's what's up. So it is Revelation chapter 2. I told you, man, she like this shit like it's so deep, she like that, these false technology or like that. But we using it as a tool because it was created by us. But at the same time, they put, and since they patented or put their control on it, like how this technology or like that, and all these infrastructure that was stole by like our ancient technology, they use it for evil, and it can malfunction. Let me see what else I want to go into. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's a all right. Revelation chapter 2. It's a the church of Ephesus. It's a to the angel of the church in Ephesus write. Right. These are the words of him who holds the 7 stars in his right hand and walks amongst the 7 golden candlesticks. It I know that these your works and your perseverance. I know that you cannot tolerate wicked people. I can't shit. And I know you like the real righteous people can't as well. It that you have tested those who claim to be apostles. You have tested those who claim to be apostles, but they are not, and have found them to be false. You have persevered and have endured hardships for my name, and have not grown weary. It yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love you had at first. Consider how far you have fallen. Repent and do things you did at first. If you do not repent, I will come to you and remove your lampstand from its place. But you have this in your favor. You hate the practices of Nickelodeons, which I also hate. Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I give the right to eat from the tree of life, which is the paradise of God. And I already talked about what the tree of life is. But like anyway, okay, and you see, Baphomet the goat, you gonna see who the goat is, man. It's Saul, the 13th self-appointed apostle. So who's saying that they the 13th apostle? It was responsible for spreading the false religion of Christianity. Acts chapter 26, verse 14 through 16. He was neither disciple, follower, or a supporter of Yahawah. Paul never met Yahawah directly or indirectly. However, by way of an acclaimed vision, he has been able to swallow the whole world up into the newfound doctrine of Christianity. Acts chapter 11, verse 16. And when we were all falling down on the part of the planet Earth, I heard a verse speaking to me and say in the Hebrew dialect, Saul, Saul, why did you persecute me? So Saul even prosecuted you like Jesus. He prosecuted you God. He blasphemed God and everything. It's hard for you to kick with your heel against the sticks. And I said, who are you, Master? And he said, I am Jesus who you prosecuted. But rise and stand upon your feet, for I have appeared to you for this purpose, to make you a servant and witness both of these things which you have seen, and of those which I have made appear for you. And Paul altered the teachings of Yahawah Jesus as well as introduced the concept of the Trinity. And in Romans chapter 3 verse 7. He outwardly admits that he used lies, deception to gain his followers. So how all these niggas shoot like have followers and shit like that. Look at my follower account. Shoot like I don't have. Shoot like look at my shoot like people or like that. Shoot like that shoot like that be watching my video or like that. Shoot like or like the view count. Shoot that shit low. So I don't do this or like that. Shoot like for likes. I don't do this shit to like to get followers or like that. Shoot like because I already know YouTube or like that. Shoot like they make it seem shoot like that I don't have shoot like this much followers or like that. Shoot like to as far as like to make it seem like so I can lose my motivation or like that, but I already know what time it is, man. Like real talk, she like I already know she like this beast will like they control like the YouTube, she like control Twitter which is CIA, she was Facebook FBI, she was like and all these other she like then like this world like that she was crime watch. So like yeah you have to watch what you say like that on this platform because like people watching like that she like so they can use what you say against you. That's why I always stick it to the scriptures. I always stick it to literature, man. You real talk. It's not from my words like that. It's not from my emotions either. It's anyway. Let me get back to this. Here's Romans chapter 3 verse 7. It say, for if the truth of Elohim has increased by way of by Paul's lying and on truth, and is his honor and glory, why am I still being judged as a sinner? So like he even says you like why he still being judged as a sinner. He don't even see that he even learning with like that to gain his followers, and he's talking about like why I'm still being judged as a sinner with like that because like you prosecuted all of the people like that was righteous with like that in order to divide them up from each other. It's a for if the truth of God have more abound through his lie upon his glory, why am I still being judged as a sinner? It's a Paul's father was a Judite by name only. So Paul was born a Roman, Grecian, Hebrew, in other words, a reformed Judite. So why these niggas she like on Judaism or like that because they actually she like got that spirit. It's a Gentile. Why you think she like that they should like want to reform all of the people or whatever like that instead of the lost children of Israel. Paul was of the mixed seed, and his father had long since left the laws of Moses. Paul's father had reformed. With Paul changes of the laws of the Torah, you can find a contradiction in the following of Paul's letters. One where the witness heard a voice but saw nothing. Another heard a voice but was speechless, and saw a light but not heard a voice. Like look at these people videos where like that you see they light and see light flashing or like that. You like and they saying that they shoot talking to ancestors and shit like that, but they actually they actually saw that light or like that, but they ain't heard no voice. You say well, it's like Acts chapter 9 verse Acts chapter 9 verse 4 through 7. Acts chapter 22 verse 7 through 9. Acts chapter 26 verse 13 through 14. And it say like how did Christianity become the religion of Rome? I ain't even feel get into that, man. Just get the book. She like Halloween, the evil one Sabbath. But like anyway, like all of these animals or like that, she like have different aspects like of us or like that. You like in order she likes for us to be one with them. It say sharks eyes are similar to human eyes, which is why they have been used in human transplants. A worm has no eyes at all. A owl can see a moving mouse more than 150 feet away. Guinea pigs are born with their eyes open. Scorpions can have as many as 12 eyes, but the box jellyfish has 24. Camels have 3 eyelids. I ain't even know. This is the protection their eyes from the sand blowing in the desert. You see, she like that. They made for the environment. That's why they have an internal cooling system or cooling tank within their body. That's why they can walk tremendous amounts of walking or distance like that, like in high temperature, because like they internally cooling themselves off. Because like they meant for that. It say most hamsters only blink once at a time, one eye at a time. Owls are the only bird which can see the color blue. Goats have rectangular pupils to give them a wide field of vision. A scallop has around 100 eyes around the edge of its shell to detect predators. You know, you see that's the protection. Snakes have 2 eyes. One set used to see, and the other to detect heat and movement. They also don't have eyelids, just a thin membrane covering the eye. Let's say the four-eye fish can see both above and below the water at the same time. It's like owls cannot move their eyeballs, which has led to the destructive way they turn their heads almost all the way around. That's the reason why they have to turn their head all the way around, because they cannot see. They cannot see the way like they're up, down, like left, right, like we can see as well, like as living souls. Because like because like we don't live in soul on the planet, everybody else should like a spirit. You know, the ones who like to have the true light. You know, because like majority of the humans were like that, they turn to beasts too, so they're just living on the breath of life alone. You know, they ain't getting no internal reservoir like that, or even like even should like know what they talking about, or like they with right reasoning. And saying where I was at. It's like the dragonfly has 3,000 lenses in its eye, assisting them with motion detecting and making them difficult for predators to kill. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. The largest eye of the planet belongs to the colossal squid and measures around 27 across. Geckos can see colors around like 350 times better than a human eye, even in dim lighting. It's like the eye of the a salamander are independent from each other, allowing it to look in two different directions at once. A camel's eyelashes can measure up to 10 centimeters long to protect its eyelashes from blowing sand and debris in the dirt. An ostrich eye is bigger than its brain. Wow. It's like dogs can't distinguish between red and green. So like if they so like this wait a minute. It's like red or green or like that. So like as for like the red that you see like a green one like that, you like they can't distinguish between the two. It's one and the same to them. It's like polar bears have a third eyelid that helps filter UV light because they in cold regions. It's like human eyes are not is not the most highly involved. It's like the mantis shrimp has 4 times as many color receptors as the human eye, and some can see ultraviolet light. Pigeons can see millions of different hues and have better visions than most animals on Earth. You see all these creatures is the eyes for the Most High. They see through different realms. They see through different dimensions, or for different perspectives. Well, like that, that's why like the Most High say like I'm everywhere, but I'm nowhere at the same time. Well, like that because they see through like different animals. We the eye of the Most High as well, like as living souls or like as human beings in this form. Even like all of the people that's living or like that, they eyes for the Most High. That's why like Most High know everything that's going on. Like you can't hide. But you breathing the breath of life or like that, but you using like God creation like that for evil, but you still getting watched, you still getting judged. And it's like pigeons can see millions of different hues and have better color vision than most animals on planet. It's like cats, and that's why like the pigeon or like that, they kind of like the dove, they like of the dove family as well. And say like cats have eyes have 285 degrees of sight in 3 dimensions, ideal peripheral vision for hunting. Although colorblind, cuttlefish can perceive light polarization, which enhances their perception of contrast. A moth eye are covered with a water repellent anti-reflective coating. An ant only has 2 eyes, but each eye contains a lot of smaller eyes, giving it a compound eye. Eagles have 1 million light-sensitive cells per square millimeter of the retina. Humans only have 200,000. A honeybee's eyes is made of thousands of small lenses. A drone have up to 8,600, and the queen can have up to 3,000 to 4,000 lenses. The night visions of tigers is 6 times better than humans. That's why they predators. She like with their eyes on the front. And the prey will like that have their eyes on the side. And say that's why I like that movie Aliens and Predator will like that. She like who was the predator? Who had the locks? But anyway. It's like the night vision of tigers is 6 times better than humans. It's like eyes on horses and zebras point sideways, giving them tremendous peripheral vision to the point of almost being able to see behind them. But it also means that they have a blind spot right in front of their noses. So you see, we can see like in front of our noses. We can see like to right here or like that, and our noses all around. Because like this is the actual like pyramid or like that. Like why you won't need to make sure like a sigil or pyramid or like that when you already in your pyramid of God, like within your mind. But you can use that or like that as an outward representation of what's already within. But at the same time, don't look at that as a representation or like you worshiping and shit like that outside yourself, or you need that as far as like internal protection when you could just call on the Most High and get that directly. But anyway. It's like God communicate with animals. This is best explanation for the migration of the animals to Noah's Ark in Genesis. God told Moses to build an ark in order to save himself, his family, and the land dwelling creatures from the coming flood. However, he didn't tell Noah to I said Moses, I think. But anyway, he didn't tell Noah to go out and round up the animals. He told him to bring them to the ark, Genesis 6 verse 19, which meant which meant to simply receive them. When it was time to the flood to begin, the text say that the animals went to the ark because they already knew, like, based on a living soul like that was guiding them, and the spirit of the Most High, that they was breathing or like that in order to tell them like what to do. It's like the only explanation for the action of the animals is that God drew them to the ark. It's like God communicated with them directly, and they responded. Another example of God communicating with animals can be found in the experience of the prophet Elijah. When Elijah fled from Ahab, a king of Israel, he went into to an area of the east of Jordan River. The Bible says God commanded ravens to bring him food while he was there, and they did. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 4, verse 6. These examples don't tell us that God is in regular communication with the animals, but they make clear that such communication can occur. It is certainly plausible that God interacts with animals more than we realize. God cares about the well-being of animals. So how many people should killing all of the unlawful animals or like that in order to propagate this this false reality that we in right now? It's like God cares about the well-being of animals. We often quote Matthew chapter 10 verse 29 through 31 to emphasize God's concern for humans. In this passage, Jesus helped his listeners grasp the intent of God's concern for them. If God cares about the death of a coming bird, he certainly cares about the needs of humans. That isn't all we learn from this passage. However, Jesus also gave us insight into God's attitude towards animals. True humans are more valuable than a coming bird because like we're living souls, you know. We made in the image of the likeness of God. But everyone on the planet is as well, but like in different forms, in a lower form. It's an attitude towards animals. True humans are more valuable than a common little bird, but Jesus didn't say that the animals have no value to God. In comparison to humans, the little sparrow has little value, but God still valued the life of the little sparrow enough to be moved by its death. It isn't just that God noticed the sparrow death like one might notice that the wind is blowing. Jesus wanted his listeners to understand that God is emotionally invested in that sparrow. He cares about what happened to it. He just cares more about like what happens to people, because like he created in the image and after the likeness of him. You know, so once we acknowledge that God is emotionally invested in birds, i.e., animals, as well as humans, we are now talking only about a difference in the degree of which He is. Just the degree of levels were like that, but we still like the same, like within the caliber. Like all these is a part of us, and they already know that we're a part of them. We just have to know what to come out without the ego and thinking that we better them as well. And different degree like which He is, rather not He is. It's like the story of Jonah also offers insight into God's concern for animals. After Jonah preached and the people of Nineveh repented, Jonah expresses his displeasure at God's concern not to send destructive judgment on the people, and comforting Jonah about his hearted attitude. God reminded Jonah that not only have 120,000 people have spared, many animals were also spared. Jonah 4 verse 11. The well-being of these animals matter to God. It's in addition, scriptures teaches that God is personally involved in feeding the animals. Psalms. That's why a whole lot of animals are like that. They don't work. They get feeded like that based on the spirit of the Most High. Based on them knowing with the right reason or that they always getting provided for based on the herbs of the earth, and based on what's all around them that as food. We the only humans who are like that should actually work for others or that in order to get fed, and because we won't have no faith in the Most High that we gonna always get fed, But why these niggas homeless? Why these niggas struggling for food or that? Because they don't have no faith in God, and they lost their faith in God, and they descended to mere beasts of the field. God isn't simply passively watching nature take care of His own. Wait a minute. God causes the grass to grow for cattle. The Hebrew text uses the the verb to grow, to reveal this. God isn't simply passively watching nature take care of his own. Verse 21 continues this theme when it says that the young lions seek their food from God, pulling these individual examples together. It's like the pumpless speak of animals in general, saying they all wait for you, God, to give them their food in due season. Because like God going to provide or like that with Mother Nature. But anyway, I want to leave it at that. Because this goes deep, man. I don't want to go through this. This would be like a 2-hour video, man. And I want to keep it. And I ain't even want to go this long, but all this stuff is much needed. That's why this is gonna be my last video like that before I dip out. Dip out or like that. And actually handle my business or like that, like in real life. But anyway, this is the last thing that I want to get into, man. This shit deep. Wait a minute. Because we have to realize that most people under the spell of Leviathan, the spell of the sleep, the spell of the sleep or like that, because they got bit by the evil serpent by taking these words or like that for face value as 100% truth without further research. Even though at least said if I told you everything, you're gonna go back to sleep. So why these niggas were like that trying to drop all this information or like that on you at one time to clutter your brain in order to deaden you or like that, to leaving yourself open to disregard entities that couldn't overtake you. And Isaiah 27 verse 1, and in that day the Lord will punish Leviathan the fleeing serpent, which is first and great and mighty sword, even Leviathan the twisted serpent, and he will kill the dragon who lives in the sea. Just like the Loch Ness Monster, just like these movies like Lake Placid or like that, it's an actual dragon or like that, and serpent that's still in the water, and Behemoth, which is the actual human beast or like that that's on the planet right now. Why you think they made that movie King Kong? Because these are gonna be the actual forces will like that used by the power of God or like that to destroy these disobedient souls that don't have the seal of God, that don't have the seal of God within the heart. Because no matter if you have a turban on or like that, you still if you don't have the true faith within the heart or like that, you still gonna get slaughtered. But anyway, then I'm gonna drop a link or like that, what this dude going deeper or like that about how Godzilla or the beast or the serpent or like that gonna be released or like that in the last days, which is now. So